Hello.
Hey.
Hey, how are you? I'm sorry, I was having a little bit of technical difficulty, so thank you for being patient. Hey, Kim, sorry, I was having a few technical difficulties. Thank you for being patient. All right, I'm gonna give a few more minutes because my technicalities were getting in the way. Hey, Armand. Um, I don't know what was going on, y'all, but thank you for your patience. I'm just gonna give folks a few more minutes because I know you were sitting in a waiting room. I was in the wrong Zoom and I don't even know how that is possible. So my mind is about to explode if I have to go into one more Zoom room today.
No problem.
I need one of y'all to intern with me so y'all can get me right. All right, we got lots more students joining. We're going to have a hard start at 3:10. I just want to make sure I get everybody in here.
Hey, I'm actually a teacher trying to help a student get in. Can you resend, maybe drop the link in?
Sure.
I got it, Miss Betsy.
Oh, you got it. Okay, good.
Thank you.
I'm trying to help you, hon. I got you.
Sorry about that. You know what? It was me. You were all waiting for me to jump on. I'm actually going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up so that you don't have to go into the waiting room. And then that way people can just jump in if they're a few moments late. So I'll disable the waiting room. We're just going to give folks a couple more minutes and then we will get right started.
See people have their hoodies on. It's definitely hoodie weather.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was summer 2 nights ago, I thought, and here we go.
Right, that's right.
This is my season. Let's go.
Oh, this just, yeah, let's go, huh? While we're waiting, everybody in the chat, I just dropped a link to a sign-in sheet. Everyone should have access. Let me know if you don't. Please go into that sign-in and just sign in for today's meeting. That way I can let all of your advisors know that you're here, and then we can follow up with you to make sure you get your applications in on time. So just please access that sign-in. You're just signing your name, your advisor, your grade, which isn't as important as your name, your school, and your advisor. And we are going to get ready to get started in another minute. Just so you know how this is going to run, I'm going to kind of start the meeting off, go over some norms and an agenda, and then I'm going to turn it over to our guests, and then we'll turn it back over to you for your informational interview questions. And so in 1 minute, we'll get started. Okay, everybody, it is 3:10. As promised, we are going to get started. Thank you for your patience and hanging in as we started a little bit early. I'm so excited to see so many names in this Zoom room this evening. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining in, and I promise you it will be worth it. We are getting ready to get started. As I mentioned, I'm going to be sharing a few slides in a moment just to go over. One second. We have a lot of meetings going at the same time, so I'm making a quick copy of the slides. I'm going to be sharing a few slides in a moment, and what we're going to do is just go over norms. We're going to go over the agenda. I'll turn it over. If you did not come today prepared with your informational interview questions, don't worry. You can take questions while the speakers are speaking. Just keep track of those questions that you have, because we will be opening it up to all of you to ask as many questions as you have. This is the space for that. So if you don't already have those questions prepared, or you have other questions, just jot them down, either in a document on your laptop, or just with an old-fashioned pen and piece of paper, and then that way we can address your questions. So I'm going to get ready to share my screen quickly. Okay, so for our meeting norms, thank you all. You were actually more on time than me. That was one of the norms, so thank you for that. Make sure you have those informational interview questions, or jot them down as we're going. As I mentioned, make sure if you're not speaking, you are on mute if you want to speak, or if you have a burning question, I would just ask, or if there's some kind of technical difficulties that you want to mention, you can either raise your hand or you can just drop it in the chat. I will be monitoring the chat for questions and responding. Please turn your camera on whenever possible. This is a safe space for you, so feel comfortable to turn your camera on. If you don't want to, or you're not comfortable, that's perfectly okay. But if you do, I would just ask, if when you're asking your question, we'd love to see your face, so we do welcome that. And just be present and in the moment. So we don't want you on your cell phone or opening other tabs and doing work. Right now, it's just to be present where we are together in this time. So our agenda, we're going to be going over some meeting. We went over the meeting norms. We're going to introduce yourselves. So I'll allow everybody. I'm going to stop sharing so that I can see who's here and give you the opportunity to introduce yourselves. Then I'm going to turn it over to our mentors. During this time, you'll get to learn about this internship opportunity. Then we'll move on to the informational interview process, and we'll discuss next steps lastly. So if you have any questions about the application process, I'll answer those questions during the next steps. So now it's time for you to introduce yourself. We want to know who's here. So I'm going to stop sharing in a moment and ask that you tell us your name, your school, and your grade or your interest. Your name, your school, and your grade or your interest. And you guys know what I mean by your interest. So let me stop sharing. And I'm going to introduce myself for those who don't know me, and then I'm going to pass it on to someone else. And that's what I'll ask you to do as well, just to pass it on after you've introduced yourself. So my name is Tia Hall. I'm the Director of Real World Learning at Vaux Big Picture High School. This is my second year at Vaux, so that'll count as like my grade. And my interest is serving and supporting all of you. Nothing makes me happier than bringing you guys together with awesome opportunities like this one with Snipes. And so I am going to turn it over to Larry. Hey, Larry, just your name, your grade, and or your interest, and what school you go to. I know you're off mute, but we can't hear you. All right, Larry, we're going to come back to you just because you might be having some difficulties. I hope you can hear us, but I'm going to call on someone else. How about Armand?
My name is Armand. I go to Vaux, and I'm in 11th grade.
Thank you, Armand. Can you pick someone to go
I knew
next?
you was gonna call on me.
Pick someone to go next, Armand.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to put nobody in the spot.
Okay, you don't want to put anybody on the spot. That's fine. How about I'll put someone on the spot. I don't mind. How about Zion?
My name's Zion McDowell. I go to the Vox and I'm in 11th grade.
Thank you, Zion. Anybody want to go next? Deshaun?
My name is Sean, and I go to Vox, and I'm in 11th grade.
Thank you, Deshaun. Go ahead, Ryan. I saw you come off mute. You can go ahead.
Hello, my name is Ryan Williams. I go to Vox High School, and I'm in 11th grade.
11th grade from Vox. Okay. Gabriel?
My name is Gabriel Uros, and I don't know exactly what grade I'm in. I haven't asked yet. I wasn't paying attention to grade. I was just doing a whole bunch of schoolwork.
I know that's right, Gabriel.
You can hear me, right?
Yep, I can hear you. You go to El Centro?
Right. I go to El Centro.
Well, welcome, Gabriel. Thank you. Who wants to go next? Y'all can just jump off mute. I don't have to call
I'll
you.
go.
There you go.
My name is Lajaya. I'm in 12th grade and I go to El Centro.
Nice to meet you, Lajaya. That's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Who else wants to go? I think we have Tasia, Dante.
My name is Kyle, and I go to Vox, and I'm in the 11th grade.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Tasia. I go to Vox, and I'm in 12th grade.
Thank you, Tasia. Larry, are you able to introduce yourself, or are you still having trouble? I'm gonna assume, and I'm not sure whether that's Larry from Vox or not, but wait, you're off mute. Can you talk? I'm not sure. You might be calling in from a phone, and I'm not sure how you do it that way, but welcome to everyone. I'm gonna turn it over. Did all the students have a chance to introduce themselves? And I saw Mr. Chris, he went off camera, but he is, there you go, Chris. You wanna introduce yourself?
Sorry, I was being a bad participant. Yeah, I'm Chris Peterson, and I work with Tia. I work for Big Picture Philadelphia, the nonprofit, as the development director, so do the fundraising, have a team that works with me. And I am here just to listen in, see what's happening, meet people. I'm always interested in what's happening in internship opportunities for our students, and interested in meeting our mentors, and different people working with our students, and to see students too. So that is why I'm here. I'm just here to listen. Thanks for inviting me, Tia, and looking forward to hearing what's happening today.
Okay, great. Yes, Larry, you can in the chat if you want to introduce yourself. I will read it out to everyone in the chat. But at this time, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce our guests. Well, they're gonna introduce themselves actually, and they're gonna go right into their portion of the presentation. And then we'll come back with our questions. Remember what I said about jotting down your questions as they come to mind, dropping them in the chat if you have them, and I'll save some of them for you. But we're going to be listening in right now to learn more about these wonderful people who are going to be working with us, more about Snipes, more about this internship opportunity. And that's it for me. I'm going to turn it over to you, John, Kim, and Maggie.
All right, I'll go first. So I'm Kim Thomas. I've been with Snipes for 2 years. I'm the head of human resources. So my role is really helping to coordinate this program program with our team at Snipes and with the team at Big Picture High School. I'm going to leave it in John and Maggie's hands because you are in great hands with them. John is helping me to facilitate the program. We're working together on this. Maggie is helping. She's also going to be one of our mentors. So go ahead, John and Maggie.
Okay, so I'll go. My name is Maggie. I have been with Snipes since 2013 when it was Kicks USA, and I'm a store manager. So just real quick, like I started as a sales associate, as a part-time sales associate, and I just moved up into the moved up the ranks to become a store manager within a year and a half. So that's kind of like the insight that I have to offer for you guys. I'm also I live in Philadelphia now, but I'm originally from Camden, New Jersey. So.
Hey guys, I wanted to go last so I could jump right into my presentation. But my name is John. I am the district manager for District 4. So District 4, I oversee Philadelphia, Maryland, and Florida. So once COVID is over, I'll get to travel a bit more. Right now, I'm doing a lot of Zoom calls. So I am happy to be meeting with everyone. And me and Kim are going to kind of tag team my presentation because with all the craziness, I cannot get through all my slides. So Kim is going to move my slides for me. So not to annoy you all, but I might have to say next a couple of times. But we'll get through it together. It's 2020. We've been through worse, okay?
Yeah, for sure. Tia, I just need you to allow me to share my screen.
Can you try now?
I can, yeah. I'm going to share now. I just need to jump back up to the beginning of the presentation. So here we go. We've got several slides that we're going to run through with you today. And John is going to kick us off here with the story of Snipes.
Thank you, Kim. Okay. All right, guys. So, Snipes actually started in Germany. A lot of people did not know that. So our first store was in Essen, Germany. By 2005, we had 12 stores in Germany. Next. In 2006, we opened our first flagship in Hamburg, Germany. And you guys might know the guy on the upper right hand. That is Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan knew about Snipes before most of us. So Michael Jordan was our flagship opening a couple years back in 2006. By 2007, we had 22 stores across Germany. And by 2011, we were definitely ringing bells and we were acquired by a company called the Dykeman Group. And that's really when Snipes took off in Europe. Next. So by 2018, we had 200 stores across the continent of Europe. And then in 2019, we started our US expansion. So Snipes acquired 94 stores. First, let me see if I can move this little box. First, we started with a company that you guys might know, Kicks USA. So Kicks USA, we had stores in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland. Also, we acquired a company called Mr. Allen's, which gave us territories in Detroit, Chicago, and Miami, South Florida. Next. All right, so who are we? Who is Snipes? So when people ask me who is Snipes, our owner, Sven, likes to say we are an entertainment company attached to a little bit of retail. So when people ask me, what does that mean, right? The best way I can explain it and the best company I can kind of like attach us to is Red Bull, right? So Red Bull, you know Red Bull as, you know, they sell energy cans, right? But Red Bull is so much more. Red Bull owns the whole, you know, esports. They're really big into racing. So when you think of anything in that category, like Red Bull is all over it. They give you wings and all that good stuff. So Snipes, we are everything culture. So yeah, like cans, we have stores. And we're gonna jump into stores now. So here was a little bit of our retail. So the first thing that we did coming into the US is we remodeled, I should say renamed all stores. So these stores were prior Kicks USA's and Mr. Allen stores, and we changed them all over to Snipe stores. Next. This is our latest store. So this is a flagship opportunity here on the corner. This is next to the Barclays Center. So we have a store directly across from where the Brooklyn Nets play. This is our 2.0 concept store. That means that they have all the bells and whistles, including you could charge your phone on benches. This model is the model that we will use going forward for all Snipes stores. And this is the current model that is used in most European news stores. Next.
So this is the video from our store opening.
Yeah, so this is the Barclays Center.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think there's sound in the video.
Yeah, I don't hear sound either, Kim.
You're kidding. I hear sound.
It's
So
because
sorry.
it's because your ear, you gotta unplug your earphones, whatever they're called.
You hear it now?
Yes, we hear.
Sorry, I can rerun that.
Yeah.
No, I still don't hear no sounds.
Can you turn the volume up? Because it's low.
New Snipes store. Bless up all fan love. Matter of fact, pull your tickets out right now. If you have ticket number 44, congratulations. You now are owner of the We the Best Jordan Father of Assad 3.
Okay, great. I apologize for that. Now we know what to do with all the future videos. Yeah, so that was our grand opening where we have food, fun, and raffles, along with we gave a very exclusive pair of sneakers out to a lucky customer, the We the Best Jordan 3. So I mentioned that we're an entertainment company. So a couple of things that we do are up here on the screen. We do skate, BMX, dance, basketball, gaming, art, and of course, we're all over fashion and music. Okay, so year one. So year one, we came to the US. Our headquarters is in Philadelphia, where we're at right now. So what do you do when you come from Europe, land in Philly, and want to take over? I think I heard Armand, since he likes to get picked on, he said you, of course, recruit the king of Philly, Meek Mills. So Meek Mills was our first Face of Snipes international campaign. Which means that he was our ambassador, as well as he had his own Snipes apparel line. Kim is actually wearing one of his famous hoodies.
I am.
And yeah, so the king of Philly, he was repping Snipes, and we have a great video that kicked off our partnership with Meek Mills. Next.
Sorry, guys, hang on. It doesn't want to, here we go.
I used to call this place here the track because of the streets, the struggle, the hustle. Soon enough, the system too. Thought I was cornered for life. Truth is, it takes a trap to show you how far you can really go. This is North Philly. When shit go down, we just raise each other up. We always got each other backs. Cause what I realize is, you can't take our voice. You can't keep us quiet.
F1 the granny dishes, but we need ones for the mission. Yeah. I'm a Sutter Street when a check cut. I'm cutting next cause I'm next up. I would say we come through like they ain't seen nothing like us. Yeah.
They try to trap me, They gonna have to trample on my people too. We from North Philly. These streets made us all. I go by the name of Meek Mill, and you can't stop us.
Are you ready for the next one to start, John? It goes right into.
Okay, yeah. So what's the
Hi,
something that you do when you come to Philly? And I think I finally heard Larry. You take over the biggest event in Philly, so Made in America. We were the official sponsor. So we sniped out the entire Made of America. And here goes a little video to showcase. Okay, cool. All right, so once we had Philly on lock, we needed someone to help us bring our message across the world. So who better than DJ Khaled? So DJ Khaled became our CCO. You know, he is involved with everything and everyone. And he's also very humble and always has a positive message. So he came on board and he's gonna help take our company to that next level. So CCO, DJ Khaled, next slide. All right, so that was last year. So last year, you know, we did not have COVID. So this year we had to move a bit different. Where we lacked because of COVID with big festivals and concerts, you know, we really took time to get into our neighborhoods and our communities. So my next slide, will showcase you might know these young men. They are super positive, talented rappers from South Philly. They're called the Young Flames. And we were able to build a partnership with them and with Jordan. So they played a role on our Jordan commercial.
Yo, look at this thing. Here we go. The baller, the superstar. When you're in the neighborhood, superstars have to set the standards. Anything can happen with the right look. The hustle mentality. Wow.
Sorry, DJ Khaled.
Watch them kicks. You are the star of the show, and nobody's stopping you. I got next. Keep it moving. You the best. Snipes, we the best.
Okay, and I'm sure that voice sounded familiar. That was DJ Khaled, of course, our CCO. So as you know, summertime was very hot. So we were able to get on our truck and give out some goodies. So here is a video of us on our Snipes ice cream truck. Okay, great. So this next video, so as you guys may know, this year was the 57th anniversary of the I Have a Dream speech. And it was very important for us at Snipes to make sure that our voices were heard. So a group of us went down to DC from Philly and from our Maryland stores. And we actually marched in the actual march, you know, lending our voice to the Black Lives Matter movement. And here goes a video of our time there.
We can tell you about hope. We can tell you about pain. We can tell you about struggle trying to be our ancestors' wildest dreams. Sojourner spoke of truth while Malcolm exposed their lies. King shared his dreams while Harriet sacrificed her life. Let's be the answers to their prayers, clear out all of humanity's pollution. They say, look how far you've come, but I think we're where we've always been. So let's lift the veil of their illusions. No longer is this just protest. You see, this is revolution.
Okay, yeah, so not only did we go down there, all 95 stores were able to be a part of the same campaign, which was the dream remains the same. So now to the end of the month, our teams are wearing those same exact shirts with that quote on the back. So that is my presentation. So, you know, I hope I communicated that, you know, we love fashion, that we love everything culture. One thing that I did not talk about is how much we love our family, our people. So I wanted to bring up Maggie. So Maggie has been a family member for a long time, and we've worked together over the years very closely. So I wanted to pass it over to her so she could talk a little more about her journey with us at Snipes. Maggie?
Yeah, so in my little introduction, I did mention that I started as a sales associate. So the way that relationship came about is I used to shop a lot at a specific store in the Cherry Hill Mall. That store manager knew that I was from Camden, and we happened to be opening a store a little bit closer to where Camden is. So she's like, hey, we're going to be opening a store. Why don't you apply? You know, because I would be in there buying hats. I would buy sneakers. Like, I was just consistently shopping. So I was like, sure, why not? I applied, I got the job, and then that was actually my second sneaker resale job. The first job was, it started actually that March. I got hired in August for Kicks USA, Snipes now. And I don't know, from the moment we started working, it was just like something that I've never felt before, you know, in any other job. I've been working since I was 16. And it was just like, it felt like family. The support was insane, you know. I wanted to help my team. Like, even though we were all on the same level, we were sales associates, you know, a lot of them didn't know about sneakers. I happened to know a lot about sneakers. So on our downtime, I would make sure that I took that time to help them learn the market that we were in, because obviously if a customer comes into a sneaker store, you want to be an expert in that market because your job is to help that customer. And then my manager at the time was just like, hey, you know, she kind of took note of that and was like, I see that you keep helping everybody. Like, do you have any idea? Like, did you want to move up into management? Like, what are your plans? And I was like, I didn't have a plan. It was just, you know, I'm just here to do my job and just continue to grow. So she was like, all right, let's talk about it, you know. And then within a month, I was promoted to cashier. About a month and a half after that, I was given keys as a key holder. Literally probably about 2 months after that, I became an MIT, which is a manager in training. Then I became an assistant manager. And at that point, I was given the opportunity to run the store when she went on maternity leave. And then the support I received from even district managers that weren't in my district, they were just like, it was constant emails like, hey, Maggie, congratulations on this. Or, you know, everybody, it felt like everybody was just keeping track of like my progress and how the store's progress was going. Every time there's promotions, you know, a mass email goes out like, hey, congratulations to these people in the company. So even if it's somebody that you're not in direct relationship with, like the company makes it a point to make sure everybody is aware of what's going on. So I think that's like super awesome that people that you don't even know, like maybe you might not have gotten the opportunity to cross paths with, like they're still going to be congratulating you. That's probably one of the dopest things about it, is just everybody's just so interconnected. And then when we have our meetings, you get to meet people. Now it's even better because we haven't had to have a meeting yet, unfortunately, because of COVID. So we were supposed to be able to meet our people from Miami, from Chicago, from Detroit. So that's something that we were looking forward to. Hopefully we can get around to that. But yeah, just even though like Philly and Jersey is like right next to each other, we don't really interact with them too much. So when it comes to like our managers meetings, they make sure that everybody comes together and you get an opportunity to meet everybody who has the same passion as you. And it's just like, I don't know, it's great.
Thank you, Maggie. Yeah, so it's been a crazy year here in 2020. And I know we're going to be in this together, but we're super excited to partner with you guys. We are really big on family, and we want to extend our family to yours and have you come into our family. You know, our goal is to, we always talk about, you know, when you start here, it's like free school. So you'll learn, you know, product, merchandising, HR, sales, marketing. So we plan and we hope that you will learn a little bit of all of these categories and it'll spark some interest. You know, the mentors that Kim put together are top notch. So, you know, during this process, you know, be very open, ask tons of questions. And of course, you know, Kim, Maggie, and I will always be here for any questions. So speaking of questions, we're going to open it up to you guys. I know we shared a lot of information with you. So what questions do you have for us?
I'm just going to quickly just jump in here before everybody starts sharing questions. Quickly just share my screen. And thank you all for that wonderful presentation that you just shared with us. You know, as we think about it's your turn to ask questions, I listed some things here just to give you an idea of questions that you would ask in an informational interview, but I also asked you to keep track of questions that you have. I am going to say it's important for everyone to ask at least one question while you're on the call today, because there's always something that we need to know. If you don't want to ask that question openly, you can drop it in the chat and I'll read it for you. But again, I'll just reinforce this is a safe space. So I'd love for you to jump on and ask those questions, okay? I'm going to stop sharing again now so I can see everyone. And then just take yourself off mute and ask away. Gabriel, do you have a question before you go?
All right. How long did it take for your business to build up, though?
For the entire business or as an individual?
Like the whole entire business. Like, how long does it take for you to make your company big? What type of investments did you need to do that?
Okay. So Kicks USA was formed in 2002. So not quite 20 years. It was acquired in 2019. And one of the reasons that Kicks was acquired is because Kicks wanted to grow bigger than they could do on their own, for the very question you asked, funding and capital and things like that. And at the same time, there was the company Snipes in Europe that was also looking to expand, and they did have the capital to expand the organization a bit larger. So through that acquisition process, the Snipes started in 1998, Kicks in 2002, and today, the company has almost 300 stores in Europe and about 100 stores here in the US, and still growing. We have stores that we're going to be opening in the New York area yet this year. So roughly 20 years to get to, you know, about 400 stores.
But what I'm asking is, I understand how many stores you have like this, but like, what type of like people who have to invest, like how do you get the information of people to get that investment for you, for your company?
Hey, Kim, if I could take a here. So I would say, you know, at our core, we were picked to be acquired because of who we were and how we ran our company. So we got the investment opportunities because we ran our company very profitable. We have very high standards. Like if you walked into the Kicks USA at King of Prussia Mall, if you walked into the Kicks USA at Frankfurt Terminal, you have the same level of customer service, and the stores look, you know, great, bright, clean, great merchandise, and like just top-notch teams. So the funding sources came because people knew that we were a serious player. They put us against a lot of other companies like DTLR, Sneaker Villas, XYZ, and we came out on top. So because of who we were, is why a lot of the opportunities with funding came to us. So you really have to work hard, you have to be consistent, and you have to run a good ship.
I have a question.
Thank you. Ali, have a nice day.
Thank you, Gabriel. That was a great question. Go ahead. Someone else had a question?
Yes. So how I want to be a business owner. So how like doing this program will help me improve in my next steps? Like what opportunities and stuff. I'm not sure if y'all said it.
So I guess I'm gonna take this one because I actually do have a side business. I'm an airbrush artist. So working at the store level, it's taught me how to manage money, and also being at the store level, the way that our company works is they send us a lot of reports, which allow us to dive into our business. So being able to see the behind the scenes and seeing maybe what product costs versus what we sell it at, being able to look at what our profits and losses are, specific to my store, that helps me figure out how I'm going to run my business and how's the best way that I'm going to be more profitable in my side business. Just the fact that a lot of information is given to us in comparison to other businesses where they kind of like keep the associates or the workers in the dark, I guess you could say. Our company is very transparent. And if you're willing to learn, you know, we definitely go. Me personally, I teach my team everything. Like every report that comes through the door, I make sure that my team knows everything about our business, which in turn allows us to flip that to our side business. Like, okay, well, this is how this worked out at work. And then it might be a slightly different situation. Like I said, I airbrush, I don't sell sneakers on the side. So, but it still works the same as far as learning how to make the most money, what's profitable without over taking advantage of my customer as well.
Right, and that's a nonprofit organization?
Mine, no, it's just I airbrush on the side.
Okay, so I was gonna say, like, I want to get your contact information so we could like do a little more one-on-one, because like what you're saying is like kind of reaching on what I want to do. It like I'm a manager at McDonald's now, so I kind of already got the idea of managing and stuff like that. I led a girls group for 2 years, so I kind of got the idea. So I just want to like get a little bit more personal information on that, if you don't mind.
So fun fact, actually, McDonald's was my first job. And I worked there for 5 years. Then my second job was that other sneaker store, which I'm not going to mention because they don't exist anymore, that I worked there for 4 months before joining Snipes. So I technically have only ever had 3 jobs. So Snipes is the longest lasting. But yeah, definitely we can connect afterwards.
Thank you. I'm going to leave my information in the chat.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to text it to you. Wait, what's your name on here? Okay, Maggie.
And you know what, that's great. I'm so glad that you asked those questions. And I want to just jump in right in that moment that this is a huge part of this is the mentoring piece, right? When you're connecting with one individual and being able to say, what can I learn from this person? What have their experiences been, and how can I learn from those experiences? If John or Kim, if you could talk to us a little bit more also about, because I love that question, like what is it that students can take away? What tangible things do you think participating in this program will allow them to walk away with? Like what are some of the skills that they might learn from participating in this cohort?
So I think one of the things that we're hoping to, can convey to everybody here and let them experience is the experience that most have today is walking into the store and buying sneakers or buying apparel, a hoodie, something like that. So one of the things that we want to show everyone, like Maggie said, she has learned so much about the behind the scenes operation and what it takes to run a store and how to analyze your business by the numbers and things like that. We also would like to expose everybody to Snipes as a larger organization. How does the product get to the store? How do we decide what to buy? How do we market it? How do you do a collaboration with, you know, whoever, with Meek Mill, the faces of our Snipes campaigns, things like that from a marketing perspective? How do we hire people? You know, how do we decide who we're going to hire? And then, of course, once the product hits the store, you know, how do we merchandise it? How do we sell it? Things like that. So the business that not only within the store, but outside of it. John?
Yeah, and just focusing in on my world on store operations, which is the actual store. I mean, you get to learn, one, you're on a schedule, so you have a scheduled shift, and on that shift, you have a sales goal. So we teach you how to make your sales goals. So you're constantly talking to people, you know, gaining product knowledge in order to sell stuff. You're also working with a peer of coworkers that y'all are all striving towards this common goal of making your sales goal by the end of the day. And yeah, to Kim's point, you learn about just merchandising, product, marketing. We have reports for even salespeople that shows, you know, what they sold in footwear, apparel, accessories. Yeah, so you just get a niche for just running your own business. I think that was a great question, because I always say that, you know, working at our company is like free school, and like you learn, you know, what works, what doesn't. And we empower our people to be owners of their business. So to Maggie's point, you know, we give a lot of reports, we give a lot of training, and we kind of just pass the wheel on to our SMs to kind of drive the information down to the rest of the team. Yeah.
That's great. Like, I heard you guys talking about so many different things, just being a part of this cohort. I'm hearing you talking about building partnerships, customer service, marketing, branding, sales, merchandising. So for you students who are thinking, why should I do this? What am I going to learn? There's so much to learn, so much to learn. What other questions do we have? We're almost running out of time. I want to take a couple more questions and then go over next steps. Y'all can go ahead, Ryan.
What drew y'all together to work with Snipes?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
What drew y'all together to work with Snipes? Like, what intrigued y'all about the store to help growth?
Did you hear that question, Maggie?
Yes. So for me, like I said, I was always in there shopping, and I think the reason why I drifted more towards Snipes than, like, for example, if I'm going to the mall, like, there's tons of other options. You can go to Foot Locker, you can go to Finish Line, you can go wherever, but a lot of it came from the customer service. Like I said, I would go in there, I would shop, but not only would I wouldn't just go in there and shop. I would be talking to the store manager, I would be talking to the sales associate, you know, something as simple as I would go in and, oh, what you shopping for today? Boom, boom, boom. We talk about it. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go on vacation. I go on vacation. I come back, decide that I want to go in there. Maybe another pair of sneakers come out. They come in and somebody's might remember that conversation, and they'll be like, hey, how was your vacation? And I'm like, oh, y'all things like that. Like, I think that's what makes the difference. Like, customer service is really just a big piece of it. Like, when I'm going to the stores, I know I'm going to buy something. So like when I'm going into a location and I'm just completely ignored. Like, at that point in time, I was airbrushing a lot. So sometimes I would just leave from airbrushing. My hands would be full of paint. My clothes would be full of paint. And I have a bunch of cash on me. Like, yeah, I'm about to go drop a bag real quick. And nobody will speak to me. Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to just walk out. And then I'll go right up to Kicks and they'll talk to me. Hey, what's going on? You got paint on your hands? What you was doing? And then, you know, things like that. Like, build that rapport with the customer. That's what drew me in. And then when she was like, hey, we're opening a store close. I know you working at another location in a different store. This one's going to be closer. Why don't you try to apply? So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll apply. And then the customer service piece as a consumer, when I became that person, when I've joined the company, and then I saw how it literally comes from the office up down, that it's just like everybody wants to take care of each other. That it was like, yeah, that was it. Like, I'm here. I'm locked in.
Yeah, and to like Maggie's point, you know, we still are a growing company, and with a growing company, everybody has influence. So I love the influence that we all have. Like I could be like, hey Kim, I met this great person named Tia, and she got this great program going on, and let's get on a Zoom call. Kim's like, hey, great, I'll pull Adam in. So if we were in a, you know, in a more bigger, you know, concrete kind of company, you know, those opportunities are far and few, and there's a lot of red tape. Here, like literally like a salesperson will say, hey, like, why don't we carry Ethica, which is now one of our top brands. I'm like, yeah, why don't we carry Ethica? Called the buying group, hey, why don't we carry Ethica? Oh, well, I don't know why we don't carry Ethica. Let's carry it. So now, so from the, you know, from all levels of your position, you have influence in building, like, you know, we're very confident we're going to be like a really big chain. Like Snipes is going to be like, you know, everywhere across the world. You know, that's our goal, and we're passionate about that. But we have now, everyone has a block to build, you know, to start to build that tower. And that influence is great because, you know, you're building a company, but a company is a reflection of you and what you put into it. So I mean, I think that the influence you can give into a growing company will help you out, and you can say, hey, I helped make that. That was a part of me.
All right, we're going to wrap up. Thank you so much for those questions. If you have other questions that you didn't ask today, then I will invite you to ask them. Just send them to me via email. If I don't know, I'll get the answer for you, I promise. But just for next steps, we want to go over next steps, and I want to make sure if you have any questions about that, I'll answer those, and so we can finish in time. So what are you going to need to do next? You're going to need to make sure that you update your resume. There is an application process for each of these internships, and those spaces are limited. So the spaces are limited to 10. So you don't want to procrastinate. You don't want to wait. You want to get your application done. So please update your resume. You're going to need to create a cover letter if you don't already have one. If you have a passion essay that you completed, and all students, big picture students, should have that. You will use your passion essay and craft it into your cover letter. Your advisor will be able to help you with this. You're going to specifically talk about why this internship, the business internship with Snipes, is a good fit for you. You're going to complete the online application. So you will we'll resend the link. You were already sent the link, but we'll resend the link to the application to you. You'll upload those documents, the cover letter and the resume, right into the application. And the application deadline is October 1st. So if you leave this call today and you're like, I don't need to go to any other of these cohort meetings, I don't need to look anywhere else for an internship, you can do your application today. They are open. If you're not sure, you want to see a couple more of these meetings before you made a choice, just remember, you have about 2 weeks until October 1st to get your applications submitted. After then, the applications will close and we'll be placing students. Once you've submitted your application, you're just going to check your email. Continue to look out in your email for an email from us that says you've been accepted into the cohort. This is, as you can tell, there's students from both schools on the call. So this opportunity is open to students from both El Centro and Vox. And so we want to make sure that you just get your things in. You all have the same opportunity. And I'm excited. I'm excited to really see this happen for all of you. Any questions about the next steps or the application process?
I do. I need some help.
Okay. I got you, Armand. I know your voice. I got you.
I need to create a cover letter because this is my first year. All I did was the resume.
Got it.
And I don't know how to do anything else.
Got it. Okay. So if you are in the same boat as Armand, what we can do is you just email me, Miss Nina, if you're from El Centro, or your advisor. Any of those people can help you. And all you have to say is, I need help getting this cover letter done, and they will send you a template, and you'll be able to use that template. You're going to think about what you learned from this call today, and you're going to use that information for your cover letter. Okay? But your advisor, myself, or Miss Nina, we can all help you to get that done if you don't already have it. And I know Miss Kim can tell you, you're always going to need a cover letter and a resume, right, Miss Kim? For their whole life. So it's a great practice to get this started. Now, All right. Well, thank you all for being on the call today. A huge special shout out and thanks to our guests from Snipes. We appreciate all of you. We cannot wait. We actually had 10 students from the beginning that were on the call today. Oh, last thing, if you did not sign in, make sure if you couldn't sign in, drop your name in the chat or go back to that sign in and sign in so I can let your advisors know that you were here. And thank you. And that's it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Have a wonderful afternoon.
You too. Thank you.